Good morning, guys. Today we're starting Unit 4. But first, I want to talk about how Unit 3 and Unit 4 link together, right, everybody?
Yes.
Do y'all want to say good morning real quick?
Good morning.
All right. So Unit 3 was all about informational text, right? We had different kinds. We had science magazine, historical text, and all of it was real information. And the whole point of Unit 3 was how to read an article, correct? And then when you were given questions, using that text to get an answer, correct?
Correct.
Yes, which we covered in our Unit 3 review test where we read Vikings in America and we had 10 questions. And it was a little tricky at first, right? But then once I kind of did a little explanation here and there, they caught on and they ended up doing pretty good, I think, for the first time, where it was actually a test you couldn't actually study for because you had been doing it for about 4 weeks, right? We had been doing that type of thing for 3 weeks with sight evidence and comprehension checks, right? So then the test was just Vikings in America, and then you were given basically 10 comprehension checks, and it was like, give me the answer. Use what you read. Okay, so there wasn't actually an article like we had been doing, and then you studied all of the information you'd gathered all week. This was read it, and now give me the answer. So it was a little different, but everyone came through pretty well. I'm very proud of them. I am pretty proud of y'all. So now, Unit 4 isn't about reading an informational text. We are going to learn how one... What do you think? What do you think we're going to be learning in this unit, Rory?
How to write.
How you would write an informational text, okay? Now, am I going to expect you to write an informational text by the end of the week?
No.
We're going to learn the important components of writing an informational text, okay? Now, let me ask you this. Do you think by May, if I asked you to pick a subject you really liked and asked you to write me an informational article, could you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to definitely do it by the end of the year. All right, so now let's look at page 86, everybody. So we have a student, her name is Janine, and she has been asked to write an informative, explanatory report about King Tutankhamun. He was a ruler in Egypt over 3,000 years ago. Janine has used an introduction to state her topic and facts to explain what she learned about King Tutankhamun. As you read her report, think about the topic for your report and how you can use facts, definitions, and details to explain it. And like I said, we're not going to do that in one short week, okay? But what is your book report this month, guys?
About who was character and
Yeah, but what genre is that called? I asked for a historical biography. So guess what Janine's informative report technically is? She's learning all about King Tutankhamun. Was he a real person?
Yes.
Did he live a long time ago?
Yes.
So basically, she's doing a historical biography. She is going to give you facts about King Tutankhamun. Okay? So she's using historical text, historical biography to write her report. And in essence, that's almost what you're doing as well with your book report this month, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's kind of like, I think everybody's just ready for Friday. I think everybody's ready for a holiday. Is everybody ready for a holiday?
Yes.
We're all ready for a holiday. Okay. Excuse me. Here we go. So the first thing we start with is the title. We always start with the title, correct? So what is the title, Gloria, of this report that Janine has done?
The Mystery of King Tut.
And what did I always say that the title is pretty good about telling you, Cole,
What you're reading about.
what you're reading about? Okay? And now, let's look at this first little square. It goes, The Mystery of King Tut. This first little square on page 86 is what we call what? What is this very first paragraph that you're going to read from her called? Catherine?
The Mystery of King.
No, that's the title. The first paragraph is called the what of the article that she is writing. Wells?
Introduction.
This is the introduction. She is introducing her topic to you. Okay, and that's exactly what an introduction is. The introduction states the topic. It lets you know what you're getting ready to read. So it asked us to underline the pair of sentences that tell what this report is about. Okay, so everyone, look at your the first square. Do you see where 1922 is?
Yes.
I would like for you to underline the two sentences that come after that. Those were your two sentences in your introduction that truly tell you what her report is going to be about. We learned many things about King Tut since then, yet there are many things we don't know. So she is getting ready to tell you, science-wise, that there are many things that we don't know, and she's going to talk about that. She's going to talk about the many things that we don't know. So it should be interesting to write about something we don't know, because most people write about the things we do know. So let's see where just Janine is going with this. So let's look at page 87. That first yellow square is called what? She is now on a new paragraph. This is the second paragraph. What is she getting? What is she doing? She has given you the title. She has introduced her topic. The second paragraph, she is doing what? What is she doing, Cole?
Developing the topic.
She is developing the topic. So let's see what developing the topic is about. This is where you use facts, definition, details that's going to help the reader understand the topic. Well, I really hope she does, because that was really evasive. We've learned many things about King Tut since then, right? Since he was discovered in 1922, we've learned a lot about him. Then she goes, yet there are many things we don't know. Okay, you've got me hooked. So what don't we know? So, because we know a lot. So now, in her second paragraph, she is going to now give us facts and definitions of the topic, which is what we don't know. Ooh. So, here is what we need to do. It says, in this section, underline a fact and circle a word in its definition. So let's see what we've got here. It says King Tut's MRI results. Okay, that's weird. An MRI. It goes, King Tut became a ruler in Egypt when he was young. He ruled for only 9 years. In 2013. That's pretty recent, don't you think? Because it's just now 2020. Just 7 years ago. He was discovered in 1922. So guess what? It's now making sense to me when she says, yet there are things that we didn't know. Okay? Because we've had him. He's been around and he's been discovered for almost 100 years. He was discovered in 1922. We're in the year 2020. In 2 years, he will have been discovered 100 years ago. That's a long time. And it's only been 7 years ago that they did an MRI on him. Wow. So what's an MRI? Don't look at your book. What's an MRI? Tell me what an MRI is without looking at your book. Landon, I know you probably know because Dad's a doctor. Yeah, Lena's like, yeah. His hand goes down. I was like, Lena's hand shot up. I was like, so Landon, why don't you tell us what an MRI is, baby?
It's like a thing where you scan
Mhm.
something and then it sends the results to the computer.
Yeah, that's right. Basically, an MRI scans you. It can scan your hand, your elbow, your ankle, your right toe. It can scan your left ear. It can scan your whole brain. It can scan your chest cavity. It can scan your whole body if they want to. They'll actually lay you down and put you in a tube, and then they tell you to be still, and basically they take pictures of your whole body or just sections of your body. That's an MRI. Basically, it's a scanner. It scans specific things or a large area. Then it loads up on a computer and it sends it to either a doctor, a scientist, an archaeologist. It just depends on who needs it. Okay, so put your hand down. So now we know. She is going to talk about something that happened very recently that probably a lot of people don't know. That an MRI has been done on King Tut, and it's been done very recently. So, now let's look at paragraph 3. Paragraph 3 is we're doing what now? We've got the title. We've introduced our topic. We have developed our topic to help the reader see where she's going with her report. So now we're going to do what, Brecken?
Organization.
We are going to organize it. She is going to take all the related information she has found on this whole MRI deal, and she is going to group it together and put it in order for a way for us to understand it, okay? So basically, we need, now what they're asking, let's finish, go back up to develop topic. You need to underline in 2013, an MRI was used to look at the mummy. Underline that. That is a fact. In 2013, they used an MRI and they took a picture of the mummy. Okay, everybody do that. And then it said circle a word and then its definition. Well, guess what the definition is? It's right underneath it, because you need to know what an MRI is. So that whole sentence, an MRI is a special scanner that takes pictures and sends them to a computer. That's your word, MRI, and she gives you the definition. Boom, all in one sentence.
Wait, circle it.
Yes? Okay, are we ready? Okay, so now we're on to organization. And it says, put a box around 2 sentences that tell what scientists learned about King Tut's body. Okay. It's getting all confusing now. Underlining, circling, boxes, whatever. This is the only thing you have to do in this paragraph. And honestly, if you just want to underline the 2 sentences, you can do it. Please put your hand down, sweetheart. I'm just going to tell you what it is, because we're starting to run a little out of time. So we're going to start squeaking this through. I want you to see where it's the 1, 2, it's the 3rd sentence. The MRI scan. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You need to underline the MRI scans of his head, however, did not show he had been hit. Most people think he's been hit. That's been the rumor. Or the theory. I guess I shouldn't say rumor. There was an indentation in his head. And before an MRI, many people concluded that he might have possibly been murdered. That he was killed. Because he only ruled for 9 years. That's a very short time. Egypt actually had long rulers where they would rule for a good long while. And he didn't. He basically took the throne when he was 9 and he died at 19. But the MRI is showing, this new technology is showing that he wasn't hit in his head. So underline that. Then skip a sentence. It goes, one scan did find a broken bone above his knee. That is a fact. So the MRI, underline, showed that he wasn't hit in the head. And then it did show that he had broken his bone above his knee. That he had had a broken bone. All right. Let's look at the last paragraph where it says, was King Tut sick? Now, this part is actually, believe it or not, still organization. But what we're focusing on is what Janine did. And she used linking words such as and, also, but, because, that's one as well. And this helps you link phrases that work together, which is kind of like what we did earlier today, didn't we, guys, as practice in phonics? All right. This goes, circle the linking words in the section, was King Tut sick? There are 3 of them, about halfway down. Do you see the word still? S-T-I-L-L. It's about halfway down. Landon, do you see it? Have you circled it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then go down about 2 rows and you'll see the word also. Circle it. Do you see it? Look where still is. Go down 1 row and you'll see King Tut scientist, and then you see also. Circle also. And then look at the very last sentence. It begins with the word however. Circle it. That is a linking word. And then let's turn the page. Can anybody tell me what this last paragraph is on page 88? Cam. It is the conclusion. A conclusion is where we wrap up our topic, where we wrap up our article. And usually the conclusion will do a really very precise definition of the topic. It will tell what was learned, and it may add an interesting fact to kind of wrap it all up on a high note. Okay, that's what a conclusion is. So here we go. We're going to underline the concluding statement in this one. Can anyone want to tell me what they underlined? Logan. The last sentence. Close. You are close. It says, until then, King Tut will be remembered as much for what we do know as for what we still wonder. So you definitely underline that one. But guess what? You can also underline the sentence right before it. So you can do that. And that is it. As scientists invent. Okay. As scientists invent new tests and technology, they may find the answers to some of these questions. Until then, King Tut will be remembered as much for what we do know as for what we still wonder. And that is the conclusion. All right, guys? So, I hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you later. And I will be posting up a spelling and phonics weekly video. So, I will be doing that tonight, probably at home. And you'll have it for tomorrow. So, and it's just going over what we're doing. But I thought since Spelling Week 12 is a review week, that I would kind of go over the words and the pattern power and things like that, and just kind of explain the phonics lesson, which is the long U. Okay, guys? So, I'll see you then. And everybody want to say goodbye?
Bye.